Here we go again. We're at the end now of Paris-Nice Sunday, and it's a 10-kilometer mountain time trial. You don't see many of these in the game at all, so driving them is always really exciting. And we have the number 1 guy in the overall classification, 2 stage winners in a row. Can he make it the 3rd stage in a row? We'll have to see, because he's the last rider to start. But let's just get into the race and check it out. Okay, we're into the race now. We're now coming to the big guys. Nieve has just left the start ramp. I'll put him around 74, 75. So far, first 4 riders are past the finish line, and Swift is like 400 meters away. We just see him passing here. He'll come in at around 39. Best times okay for a rider with only 66 mountains. Best rider we have so far is Ian Boswell. I missed him a bit because it died out too early, but it's the first attempt I had at a great mountain rider, so I didn't know as much back then at how fast I should drive him at. But still, he comes in 10th place. It's pretty decent after like 50 or 60 riders after him has passed so far. Roach is going as well now. Put him up at around 74 as well. We are seeing the big names now. It's not very likely that they catch the riders in front of them at the moment, because the riders in front of them are also really strong. But that's also why I'm not expecting, for example, Jaron Thomas to catch Rui Costa. Neither am I expecting Hinao to catch Valverde. But I hope he doesn't get caught by Gilbert, because Gilbert is not a great climber in particular. So Nieve comes over here, 4th best time so far. Van Broek, who's actually after, which is probably why he's not catching up at all, is in 1st right now, so that might have something to do with that. Putting up to 75, both of them here. Just to ensure that we can catch up a bit more. Last kilometer for Van Broek. It flattens out the last 2 kilometers or so you can go a bit faster. You can leave the green bar a bit behind the blue bar, because it catches up in the last 2 kilometers anyway. Put up to 85, because I can see that he still has some energy left to go. 6th place for Nieve, 15 seconds after Van Broek, but 1st place at the first dig point has been overtaken by first Nicolas Roche, and then Perrault. Roche is starting just after Perrault here. I'll try and put up to 80 at the end, just to ensure I can get a little more time. Hopefully I don't die out from this. But there's only 1 kilometer to go. Perrault has passed in 1st place so far, taking over from Van Broek. Didn't have that 1st place for very long. Let's see what can Nicolas Roche do here. He'll take it back again. Perrault didn't even get to taste 1st place before being overtaken again by Roach. No one is overtaking Roach again, so we can assume that he's still in control. We'll have to wait a bit now, 20 or so riders before. The report is so fast, 9 seconds ahead of Roach. He'll probably take it by a long shot at the finish line as well. Let's see when he passes the finish line. He still hasn't passed the finish line. There he comes, 12 seconds ahead of Roach. And I think Nieve dropped out of top 10. Yeah, he did drop out. He's down to 16th now. 14 riders left to go. I think the Hinao was in 8th, so he should be coming up soon. Philippe, Juan, we have Valverde, and then next is Hinao here. +2 in day shape, that's pretty decent. Kelderman has come in 1st at the finish line now. TJ Fingaran in 3rd. Road still 3rd at the checkpoint, but I think he'll get overtaken by a lot of riders here when the last 15-20 riders will have to make their way to the finish line. Valverde's a strong rider, 81 mountain. He could very well be a rider who will win this stage, just because of his great mountain stats, much better than even my mountain stat. His speed luck has done surprisingly well. We haven't really noticed him at all during this week's of racing, but he's actually in 4th place overall with great stats as well. It'll be close between him and Dumoulin on who will probably, and speed luck actually as well, on who will take 3rd place. So now closing in. Jaron Thomas is on the start ramp now as well. Just have to keep an eye on him to ensure that I get my preferred stats. I like the 74 and then maybe even 75, because of these 2 guys here are pretty strong in the climbs. He's about 800 meters behind Valverde and about a kilometer ahead of Gilbert. Comes in 8th place. Gesink is fastest so far, 10 seconds after Valverde. He's strong. I think I can actually put him up to around 80 here. It's a bit of a risk. I don't want to do that yet with Geraint Thomas until he passes the first checkpoint. 900 meters, a kilometer down, you see he's pretty far ahead of Gilbert. Gilbert is of course a weak mountain rider, so no surprise in there. Valverde almost catching up with Uran, it seems. And now it's not that far behind Valverde, but so far the finish line is Gesink in front of Kelderman. Valverde takes in 3rd place. Pretty decent results so far from Valverde. Did expect him to beat Gesink. He now takes top 10 place, maybe 6th place so far, with 8 riders to come across the line. I think it's very likely that he'll hold on to that top 10 place. We still have, of course, the 2 final riders. Rui Costa takes 15th. That's pretty poor performance actually. Spilak in 2nd place. Dumoulin in 8th. Spilak seems to be the big challenger here. Geraint Thomas in 8th place as well. 3 seconds faster than him now at the moment. I put him up to 80 as well. He's ahead of Rui Costa. He's not really that far behind Rui Costa as well. Spilak here, will he take home a victory on the final stage, or will it go to Gesink? I don't think Geraint Thomas can overtake him. I don't think any other riders apart from Spilak. He takes 2nd place. Pops Rhodes down to 10th place and now to 7th. I think it's pretty likely that Henao will take another top 10 place because Villemot will probably not challenge for that victory today. Nope, 25th place, pretty poor performance from Villemot. Now next up is Rui Costa and Geraint Thomas. I think Geraint Thomas has got a pretty good time and will probably, I think we can see a top 5 finish here from Geraint Thomas. Let's see what he comes in at. 7th place only, actually. Only 1 second faster than him now in the last couple of kilometers. So 5th place, 7th place or 8th place today, but a nice overall win for Geraint Thomas. Let's just see him get the overall trophy. There he is, 1st place, 1 minute ahead of Rui Costa. He now jumps up above Gilbert and Sagan, I think it was, and takes 6th place, just 1 second out of top 5, but still a great performance from him as well, being a helper for most of the stages. But that's it for this year's Paris-Nice. We have, of course, today another stage as well of Tirreno Adriatico, which will continue a few days into the next week as well. But yeah, that's it for this year's Paris-Nice, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.